Well, let's see here. Oh, buddy. Listed. Let's see if we can get any viewers. Welcome into the house of Wire Productions. This is my current setup with testing out our 360 Kodak PIXPRO camera in a live setting. Hopefully this will work and we'll be able to get some YouTube visitors, and then I can show my sons that they have YouTube videos abilities for themselves to be on YouTube, because they want to be seen and watch videos of themselves on YouTube, which is funny. So I'm trying to find a way to live stream from my PIXPRO camera, or with my microphone. Really was to find a microphone that worked with this camera, that I could hear myself and then I could pretend to be running, or if I'm outside, and trying to listen in on how it is going to pick up sounds, from background sounds to my voice to the sounds in the back. But this is my think tank, and it's a very intimate setting, but also a very public setting for people that are interested in understanding how to work through the creative process. A lot of literature, a lot of books, a lot of tools to help be that catalyst for creativity when things are a little bit off, especially during the pandemic. But Saturday morning, it's Sharpen the Saw Saturdays here at Y Productions, always working on something to create, educate, and innovate. That's our motto. It's an early morning go. I've been working at this pretty much all week. I'm trying other platforms, other cables, different extenders, and Cat5 to USB extenders that seem to fail at connecting this camera to the computer, but it did work for a mouse. It did work for my keyboard, but it just seems that the camera wants a different connect direct. Maybe it's the length. I'll have to figure out another solution. I'm going to research that. I'm trying to find the way to increase the cable length, so I can potentially put this on a stick and then have a computer or my iPad, my Surface in my backpack as we're walking, and we can get a live view, so people at home, our family and friends, coworkers, will then be able to share in the experience of the 360 immersive that is basically going to change the platform for viewing content. For you actors and directors, lighting designers, it's going to be a lot more challenging to think of in a 360 format, because initially we were thinking in a two-dimensional world, in a three-dimensional space, but presenting it in a 35mm frame on a two-dimensional plane. But now we've got virtual reality. Even 3D was a projected, and convergence of light to give us that three-dimensional. But now we've got virtual reality and we're headsets, and so the challenge is beginning to become, how do you stay in character in a 360 environment? How do you light in a 360 environment without having all the cables and wires and tripods and set people and special effects? So it's going to be a very interesting, very raw experience in having this type of technology present new films, new immersive training for oil and gas, medical, pharmaceuticals, and education, and teaching, learning, and how to read, and how the brain functions, and teaching kinesiology for sports. So there's a lot of things that the 360 cameras are going to be immersed in, and in the next year, the audiences all over the world will be seeing the content created by people using these types of cameras and these types of lens arrangements and the stitching required to produce this type of content without the glitches, without any of the audio feedback, and making it more versatile for content to be created in a virtual setting as opposed to in a 360 world, right? We've got all this dimension, and then how do we translate that into an art form or an art piece? And creating, other than like a sculpture, is really what I'm in my mind, just kind of going through the process of understanding the video production process as a sculpture, as being a sculptor, and you removing layers of this big screen that was once presented in front of us, that brought us amazing films and stories, but now we're going to be looking at the personalized experience as the single viewer being the actor, putting themselves almost in a gaming experience for really that storyline that we walk through every day. So that's my 2 cents of what I'm going on right now, but it's just me on a Saturday morning looking at a variety of different thoughts of connecting this technology to the computer to educate not just myself, but my little guys out there and my little daughters out there that are going to be utilizing this technology for Zoom classes and potentially using it for other creative endeavors. For businesses out there, they're looking for solutions and presenting marketable materials to your clients in a very dynamic way. We should talk about that because this virtual reality is only going to be getting more viewers. It's going to be getting better technology. The 5G is only going to be replaced with another G, 10G. 4K is being replaced by 8K, which is going to be replaced by 12K. So the content and the upload speed, but really it's about the content. It's about creating content now so that way you have an audience and you can build that subscription up. Early off in my career, I talked a lot about if you are in a business, you need to create content. You need to start now, and it needs to build up almost like a cult following. And what I meant by cult following is you have a baseline of subscribers, you have a multitude of people that enjoy your video, that enjoy your message, your commercials. And we've seen that through a lot of different ad agencies, brand marketing specialists, and even at gas pumps was one of those things that I was talking to some people about and bringing content to a gas pump because you're literally there for 5 to 8 minutes, depending on the size of vehicle. So if you think about how long you're sitting, standing, watching a gas pump, now they have TVs in them. So obviously that idea took off, and hopefully we can begin seeing some more AR, VR types of interactive with the mobile devices that are going to be placed up, and you'll have these icons, sort of like QR codes, but they're not QR codes. They'll be different icon triggers for your phone. You have to download their app and proprietary blah, 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 and then you scan the app and then it pops up in an augmented reality or virtual reality marketing materials. And that's what I'm talking about. It's like Pokemon Go, but for your business. If you're a dentist, a real estate agent, if you are a lawyer, if you're in oil and gas, I mean, it's endless with what you can produce, and holding up your mobile device, scanning it, and it'll give you information in real time. So that way you're not guessing. And that's the key that I'm working on now is as an installer, developer, builder, when I walk into a building, if I can scan my phone, instead of going to a blueprint, if I can scan the wall and it tells me how they put the studs in and where the electrical conduits are and the plumbing systems, it's going to change the way, it's going to save time. That's what AI is supposed to do, is saving us time. So when we actually have to show up and build it, we're not there for 2, 3, 4 days trying to deconstruct somebody else's, maybe it's not necessarily a mess, but deconstruct their architecture in a way because they're no longer here. In 100 years from now, the stuff that I built will still be standing, but I won't be. And it will be nice to have a digital footprint and a reminder of what it is that I put there. So that way in 100 years, 200 years from now, someone can come back, they can use my, what I would consider new technology today, archaic then, for this type of easy device. How many of you still have floppy disks? I have a bunch of floppy disks. Why? Because there are lighting shows from lighting directors and professionals from Broadway that have their information on floppy disks. And if you don't have a lighting console or the technology to transfer that information from one pretty much archaic, almost dead medium, but it's not really dead. You can still use this console, it still work. You just transfer it from there to a new console, you know, a Hedgehog 5, a Grand MA, and then you've got that designer's Broadway show on your console. You can go back and you can put their lighting cues up. And now, obviously, 50 years ago, 25 years ago, 10 years ago seems kind of like, what? But think about that. Think about how technology is today and how it's going to be used for tomorrow. And that's what Wire Productions is bridging that gap, is taking those thoughts of tomorrow today so that way we can benefit and have more time together. Good throw. There's my son. I don't know if you saw this piece of bacon get thrown in, but he just launched it over here. It was pretty funny. 3D is going to be another interesting development with phones and cameras, and you're going to see a lot of the big players come out with new inventions of their bringing content to your hand, which is essentially bringing it into your brain. And so that way you can make a decision on how to use that technology, how to market that technology, how to invest your money in that technology, because it is our work that provides all these solutions for people. Right now, with the pandemic, as an event producer, we bring content from a stage to an audience. Well, there's a silence in that right now, as millions of event professionals, caterers, bartenders, keynote speakers, hotel staff, banquet staff, all the way up and down the chain are currently furloughed. And so, how do we continue the event industry with virtual events and putting these types of tools? This is a kit that I'm putting together so that way a presenter can take this camera, this microphone set, show up. I bring your information over the internet, and then I can then pump it into a virtual environment where an audience member, right, can sit down, put their virtual goggles on, and they can see it. I'm sure right now on the YouTube live, you'll be able to find my video, which I'm going to take a pause. I'm going to go over to my TV, and I'm going to see if I can find me. All right, I'm going to check out YouTube live here on this. You're on YouTube? No, you're on Netflix. Let me go over here. So if you're on the camera and you're watching, you should be able to move about my room, the house, right? The Wire Production studio. Actually, I have a studio over at the warehouse. This is just kind of like my home office that I took over because of the COVID shutdown. I took over our dining room. There's another office in the other part of the house, and then I've got the back area, but we do a lot of testing and building. Here we go. Search. I'm going to go for search. I'm going to go over to live. Let's see, do we have any live? Anything coming in live? Live now. Here we go. Let's see. If I can find myself. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go copy the stream key down. I should be able to find it that way. Wire Productions live view. All right. No. What? So I'm still here, just trying to find. There we go. We go back to the home screen. I'm gonna go down, come along, stop. Well, they've got a lot of people that have paid, and mine is not. Let's see. No, that's my topic. I'm gonna search for live videos. Let me go see what I actually put down. Actions, live stream. Wire Productions live stream. There it is. Isn't that cool? Yeah.
Yeah, but where do you see me?
You got to get up over here. Tell me if you see me. Hello? Well, it's probably because, number one, you don't have, it's not a 360. Well, it is. It should be. Can you see me in the camera? And yeah, there it is. Hold on.
Who's talking?
That's me talking.
You don't sound like you knew. You sound like you're like.
Save, like, feedback, stars. I'm going to give it a like. Won't let me. But that's it. Oh, quality. Yeah.
What's that?
That's the video quality. It's just, where's your phone? All right. You want to see myself live on TV? Look, I'm live. No, you're on YouTube right now, right? Yes. I'm going to show you that I'm on YouTube right now. Search Wire Productions.
Where's that?
And then here I am live. Dude, look at that. Isn't that cool?
Stop.
Look. All right, so now you should be able to see me, Jack and Jake, on the phone and then on the TV, right? YouTube is so much easier to do this live stream with the 360 camera than I find with Facebook, but that's fine. Though now you guys are engaged. You see, this is what I'm talking about with the engagement of people, that they are interested in the technology, they're interested in the education, they're also very interested in creating, especially at this age. So, well, I'm going to go ahead and turn this off because I think that's pretty much it. I wanted to get going here again and just start pumping content out, but the meat of what I was suggesting is in the middle part of this video. So if you're catching the tail end, then I would suggest going back and watching it in the middle part about the future, connecting to the now, so that way you have that technology along with what message you want to send out, because this is so easy to do and more people are going to be doing it. And so I would suggest researching a little bit, but call me. Reach out to Y Productions and we'll get you set up with a very easy solution to live stream in 360 mode with a microphone. Obviously it works. You can hear me. I can hear myself on the TV, on the phone. There's my other little guy. He's watching. Yeah. Oh, you gave me another thumbs up? Awesome. So this is what it looks like on the phone. So there it is. There's obviously a lag because of world, right? Microwaves and infrared waves going around. But as you can see, that's me live talking into a microphone. Uh, nice. Cool.
What does that say?
That says my name, Steve Wire. All right, fellas, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream, but thanks for watching. Virtualcloudproductions.com, I think is that my website? It's because there's a lag between what's happening right now and when you watch it. Yeah, there you go, right? So if you type in virtualcloudproductions.com, that's where we're at. I am a virtual event cloud architect.
Bye.
Bye.
Can you turn the camera off? I turned the camera